Your boy Bryce back here on another week. As you see from the title of this program, we're talking about no other than March Madness, baby. And you see a big grin on my face as I'm talking about this, man, because I cannot wait for this year's tournament, man. We are weeks away from the 2026 NCAA March Madness, both the men's and the women's tournaments. All right, let's not get it confused. You watch both on this side. All right, we don't pick sides over here. You know, I mean, hey, the women have been holding it down for at least since 2020 for real. And we can take a little further than that in terms of how long these tournaments have been outshining the fellas. Now last year we had 4-1 seeds in the final four. We haven't had that happen in a while. Will we have it happen again this year? Who knows? But thank y'all once again for tuning into an episode of Bryce's Nicest. It's your boy Bryce. Um Live here on Multiplicity Media YouTube channel. If you're watching, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening, be sure to leave a 5-star rating. All that stuff helps this show continue on. All right. But wellness check, because why not? This is my show. Y'all deserve to know what's going on in my life from time to time. Make sure the kid is all right. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm a grown man. But make sure you boys all right. I'm doing well. I picked up a couple of hobbies since the last time I really spoke personally. Those that follow me on IG know I'm in my Marty Supreme bag. I'm in a ping pong league, right? Crazy to say. I'm in a ping pong league, right? One of the spots in the city host a ping pong league every Monday. I sign up to play. I'm 500 on the season, man. I'm 2-2. I'm 500 on the season. Ping pong is one of those sports where it's like you never know how good you are until you really play for real, and then you never really know how good your opponent is until you're playing them for real. But I'm having fun. Maybe I might make some content around that. Who knows? Let me know what y'all want. All right. I'm here for the people. I'm here for myself. I'm also here for the people. All right. Like y'all let me know what kind of content y'all want to see from the kid. And I'll do what I see fit as far as content goes and as far as what's cool and what's not. But yeah, ping pong league has been fun. I've been getting all my friends to play ping pong. Ping pong was something I grew up on. I grew up with a ping pong table in my house. Until I think my neighbor broke it. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, grew up with a table in the crib. Then went on to college. The dorms that I lived in, both freshman and sophomore year, had a ping pong table. So me and my roommates would always play. And I haven't played really since then. So that has been a fun journey, restarting that journey and playing. And I mean, yeah, I'm inspired by Marty Supreme. I mean, one of the better movies that came out last year. And part of why I was drawn to that movie because of my love for ping pong. All right. Forrest Gump, another one of my favorite movies. Great ping pong player. I don't mean for this to be a whole tangent about ping pong, but I mean it is Bryce's Nicest. And got some nice ping pong players that I've came across the past couple of weeks, me being one of them. But outside of that, I'm also qualifying to play in the street ball tournament. I know, sounds crazy, right? Like I don't like to brag on myself. I consider myself to be a humble person. My friends will probably tell you otherwise because I brag at them all the time. But like to the average person, I don't like to brag for real. And I don't have to brag into something that's set in stone. But now the street ball tournament in my city, the first of its kind, shout out my guy Eagle, outside street ball tournament. Nappy Roots is performing. It's about to be a big thing in the city, and I want to be part of it. So I'm getting in my bag. My eyes bloodshot, my jet don't lag. All right, let me stop rhyming. But yeah, man. And as like spring is coming, like life is just good. All right. I can't complain about much. Life is good. So start a new hobby. Been getting my mind right, getting my body right. I told myself this year I was going to treat myself like an athlete. like the athlete that I am, not the athlete that I was back in high school, and get back into that because health is wealth, right? So yeah, that's check in on me. All right. Um, then we got some shout outs as the end of the college season. Um, as the college regular season comes to an end. I don't know if I'm along words here, but as the end of the college season has came and we're in March, I want to shout out my college of Charleston Cougars for getting a big dub on the road against their rival UNCW. Shout out Jalen Counter. I was watching the game, and then I had some how should I put this? I don't say a function, but I had I had something to attend to, right? Was celebrating a homie's birthday. Um, so I started watching the game, linked up with the homies. Then we went back to the spot that I was watching the game at. I was like, oh shoot, they came back and won the game. We all lit. We all went to CFC. So it's good to see them get a big dub on the road against their rivals. Um, Ahead of the CAA tournament, which I believe the college Charleston Cougars could punch their ticket into March again, which would be like the fourth or fifth time in the last 10 years. It's unheard of. It's unheard of. When it comes to no, this will be the third time. If they do it this year, this will be the third time. Because they did it my freshman year. They did it the year after I graduated. And then they would be doing it again this year if they win the CAA, which, hey, I want to say Field of 68 got us winning. So shout out to College Charleston, man. Big win as they cap off their season. Let me make sure I'm referencing this correctly. Let me just take the phone off the thing. I'm too busy trying to be too professional. Let me see something. I'm using my resources. Not even 10 minutes into the show. Okay, yeah. Shout out to the main squad, both Duke men's and women's basketball teams on becoming regular season ACC champs. Dubs in the chat for the Duke Blue Devils. No, ain't no dubs in the chat. It's not been haters here. Shout out my guy Rick though. But he is not a Duke guy at all. But nah, shout out to Carol Lawson becoming one of the better coaches in women's college basketball, man. Love to see it. Love to see how she's turned that program around. I love to see the clips of her coaching this team and how she's really been an enigma for the program and really has been the heartbeat of that program she's taken over. Dare I say the new Coach K? I don't know. That's too. I don't say that's too high of a standard, but that's like, excuse me. That's a big shoes to fill. But I mean, I feel like she'd be Coach K in her own right. Coach Kara, that is. And yeah, they do got a squad. Shout out Toby Fournier. Shout out, my Lord, who that's on some team. Good Lord, I was about to say a name that I don't think is on this team anymore. But let me utilize my resources again. Listen, I did notes. All right, contrary to belief, as many of y'all who used to watch Hoodie and the Headband, how I never had notes. We got a whole sheet of notes. All right, I got a lot to talk about because it's March. Roster. Ashton Jackson. That's what I was talking about. That's what I was thinking of. Okay. Bet. Because I was about to say somebody that graduated last year. But but nah. Shout out Carol Lawson. shout out to Kara Lawson on becoming the great coach that she is and carving out her lane and being a trailblazer in her own right and proceeding to make this Duke program what it is today. Next shout out, we got Michaela Blakes, the SEC Player of the Year. All right. Certified bucket. So much so she averaged 30 points through SEC conference play for the first time in this century. Man. Michaela Blakes is a hell of a player. All right. She gets to it. She's a hell of a scorer. And she has made Vanderbilt better, I believe, as and she passed Caitlin Clark recently too on the record. She 5 straight 30-point games against what was the stat? I really have to start writing things down. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It is okay. Let's see. What was the stat I saw? All right. Michaela Bates is the 5th straight 30 piece versus 25 versus top 25 teams. Passes Caitlin Clark's 4-game win streak in her 4-game streak that she recorded in her senior season. Michaela Blakes just did it in her sophomore season. So she passed Caitlin Clark, who did it 4 games in a row twice. Paige, who did it 3 games in a row. Juju, who did it 3 games in a row. And Ioka Lee, who did it 3 games in a row. Michaela Blakes is another one carving her name as did one of these generations trailblazers, man. Really bringing Vanderbilt back on the map, back to prominence. Okay. They are ranked in the top 10. And oh my gosh. And I look forward to watching her play in March because I know it's gonna be great. The thing about the women's tournament, man, when you got players like a Michaela Blakes, like a Hannah Hidalgo, in the past years like a Caitlin Clark, those teams that are just kind of centered around one player, seeing how they rock out and really can just take over a game on their own. Those be some of the fun games to watch. I mean, hey, you guys know me and my brand of basketball. I am the epitome of that boy nice, right? So much so that my ad name is B-Dub2Nice. I love nice hoops. I like when somebody gets crafty getting a bag, all right? Like my favorite players are my lord. My favorite players are Kobe Bryant, Carmelo Anthony, Paul George. You got Tyrese Halliburton now. You got Tyrese Maxey, who's pretty tough. Those type of isolation kind of players. I'm really holding back from saying his own name, only because of things that he said the past couple weeks. But Devin Booker, another one. As far as we talking like today's players, but yeah, nah, man. I just like to see a player take over. I live for those kind of games. I live for kinds of. See, Tariq said it. I live for them kind of games. I live for the kind of moments, especially in March. Like I remember John Morant, that triple double he had. I forgot who was against, but that triple double he had in the first round. I remember watching that game in a barbershop and just remember just having him just take over that game. It was just like it was a wonderful experience. I literally just couldn't find the word to say there, but yeah. Shout out Michaela Blake though, 30 points, averaging 30 through SEC conference play, which is crazy. And for her being the conference player of the year this year as well. Best of luck to her and Vanderbilt going forward in this SEC tournament, which we all know the SEC once again has shown to be one of the better conferences in hoops. And yeah, shout out to now I'm gonna change the shout out a little bit. Shouting out some seniors that are leaving us this year. Shout out to AZ Flood, hell of a career, national champion. Just an absolute dog. Killer. On both sides of the ball. All right. One-on-ones. One of the best guards UConn has had. She will go down as one of the ones. She will go down as one of the best, if not already in the conversation. Right. Dare I say, has she not? I mean, of course you can play the if game with her, with Paige, now with Juju. If they don't receive the injury that they receive, we'll be looking at their careers a lot differently. But same time, they all have had special careers or have had special collegiate careers, I should say. So yeah, shout out to AZ, shout out Lauren Betts, shout out Gabby Hawkass, shout out Olivia Miles, shout out Flaudrae Johnson, shout out Raven Johnson. Shout out Raven Johnson, man. The epitome of a leader, epitome of showing up, being the heartbeat of the South Carolina women's basketball team for the past 4 to 5 years. Really just showing up when her number is called all the time. That's Raven Johnson, right? Hard-nosed player, gets it done on the defensive end. Accepts the challenge. Because we all remember what happened in the game, in the Final Four game against Iowa. Then what happened in the Natty. It's a great story. It's a great story. It's a great story, man. Those are stories that I live for. Those are stories that form legacies, right? And Raven Johnson will definitely go down as one of the best South Carolina Gamecocks of all time. Part of 2 championship teams, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2-time defensive player of the year. Not 2-time defense. 2-time champion. She is named the defensive player of the year for the SEC. 2-time all defensive team. 2-time SEC second team. Was named to this year's second team. So yeah, shout out Raven Johnson, man. Shout out Raven Johnson for the career that she's had in garnet and black. Further setting the standard for South Carolina guards. We've had plenty. We've had quite a few great ones come through the past couple years. So shout out Raven Johnson for upholding that standard and really kind of solidifying and like taking the standard to a different level. Right. Shout out Jazzy Davidson on the freshman season she's had. Shout out Hannah Hidalgo for the junior season she's had. Hell of a player. I don't know. Just hate to see how Notre Dame, I don't say kind of folded, but just which I mean we saw this coming. Me and Sariq talked about it last year whenever people were transferring and leaving and the amount of work that Notre Dame had to do in the all season to I don't say produce a team, but to have a team or who they were bringing in because they weren't bringing in any big prospects. Just yeah, but Hannah Hidalgo still remains the same, one of the best guards, if not the best guard in the country. I'm looking forward to see how. I'll get more into that when I talk about the women's tournament, but I'm looking forward to a lot, man. It's a lot to be excited about in terms of these women's tournaments, especially with the conference tournament starting this week. SEC tournament has already started. I've been watch some of those games or peeped into a few of those. Haven't really been able to sit down and watch full games quite yet as I was preparing for this episode. But between South Carolina, Vanderbilt, Texas, Should be interesting. Should be very, very interesting. Shout out to Miami of Ohio. Undefeated season. Ranked in the top 25. Um, but the fact that they don't get an automatic bid is crazy. I mean, they're not in the conference. Hold on. Hotline is blinging right now. All right. They don't play in a conference where they get an automatic bid, but they're also a ranked team, so that's like it's weird. But shouldn't be a lack of confidence that they could win their conference tournament and proceed to be in the March Madness tournament. It's been a good story to follow throughout the year, seeing how they were the last undefeated team, outlasting Arizona and other squads. So yeah, they're ranked 19. The 19th team in the nation has to play for a bid to be considered one of the top 68 teams. I don't know, man. Sometimes sports make sense. Sometimes sports don't make sense. This is one of those moments where sports don't make sense. All right. Moving on to a main topic of mine. As you see, I have this Duke Blue Devils vintage tee. I want to say single stitch. It definitely is single stitch. I'm a vintage guy, if you don't know that already. But I'm gonna say this. I might say it twice. But I want to make sure I'm clear when I say it. All right. Duke's dominance won't mean a thing without a ring this season. I'm gonna say it again. Duke's dominance, their dominant run, won't mean a thing without a ring to show for it. Because nobody remembers, oh, this team's defense was so good. Oh, this team was so good in the regular season. And then they lose whenever it matters the most. I got into a little back and forth on Twitter, and I don't really like to do back and forth. I'm not a confrontational person, right? As many of y'all have learned, or as many of y'all know, I'm not the type to go back and forth. I communicate. I don't argue. All right. But when they lost North Carolina a couple weeks ago, part of it was on me because I've been a Duke fan since I watched basketball damn near, right? Since JJ Redick was there in like what 04, 05? At least since then. I've been following Duke basketball. I consider myself to be a Duke fan. Obviously grew up wanting to go to Duke. If I had it my way, I'd have been a starting point guard at Duke. All right, that was the ultimate dream. Right? They have not won a championship since I was in high school. Let me say that again. They have not won a championship since I was in high school. It's been 11 years. You know what has happened in 11 years? A lot. We done had 3 presidents. Okay? First woman vice president. Okay? We done had Drake, Kendrick, Cole all drop double albums. We've had expansion teams in the W. Monday Night Raw is on Netflix. Who was the point guard? I want to say it was Quinn Cook. I want to say it was a Quinn Cook, Tyus Jones backcourt. Oh no! He said freshman year of college. Freshman year of college. I read that as high school. Freshman year of college. That was 2017. That couldn't have been Quinn Cook. 27. That was that Jason Tatum year. Jason Tatum, Harry Giles. Dog, who was the point guard on that team? Was it Trey Jones? No, it wasn't Trey Jones. Who? It was Trey Duval. Trey Duval, Gary Trent, Grayson Allen. Goodness gracious. Javin DeLaurier, Jordan Goldwire. Oh, that's a team. Wendell Carter, Marvin Bagley. That's when Jeff Capel was still on the coaching staff. Shout out Jeff Capel, man. But now I'm going through the history of damn Duke. Let's see. 2014-15. It was definitely Quinn Cook, Grayson Allen, Tyler Jones. Yeah. All right. So that was just funny. I just thought about it because you said that was your dream. So I was like, nah, that's funny. But yeah, no. Duke. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it in full. All right. They bring in top tier recruiting class, right? Boozer twins, Dame Sar. These guys have made impact throughout the whole season, right? You keep Caleb Foster, you keep Isaiah Evans. Those guys have been impact players for your team. Pat, I'm not even gonna mess up his name. My guy Pat. This team has been great defensively. All right, since John Shire has taken over as the head coach, they have been known as a great. I mean, I think Duke has always been a great defensive team. Correct me if I'm wrong, they've always been a great defensive team, great defensive program. Slapping the court in the second half. That's that standard tradition, right? They're 28-2, 16-1 in ACC play. The one loss in ACC play comes from their crosstown rivals, right? They beat Michigan, #1 Michigan, might I add. Neutral site, primetime game. Cam Boozer showed he pro ready, for real. And what could be his future home? Who knows? Hopefully not. That's the Nets fan speaking right there, right? They beat Michigan State. They beat Kansas. They beat Arkansas. They beat some top tier teams. They got some good quad one wins. But time after time after time in March to get to Elite Eight, get to the fold, and they fold. Last year they lost to some experience. I'm not gonna lie. They lost to some experience. They played a hell of a Houston team, coached by hell of a coach. Shout out Coach Sampson, man. One of the best coaches in the business, all right? But me as a fan, and I'm not even saying as a Duke fan, as a basketball fan, Duke gotta capitalize this season with a chip. I'm not saying it's easy. Ain't nothing easy. But you guys have dominated the regular season to the point of where you guys are under the radar still. You guys are the #1 team. It feels, hey, I know that you guys are the #1 team. You guys look like the #1 team. Y'all beat the #1 team to become the #1 team. So that all rip says a lot. But it won't mean nothing without a ring, man. Why we talk about that 2016 Golden State Warriors team go 73-9? But we talk about LeBron James coming back from 3-1 much more than we talk about that team. Why? Because it matters who gets it done. It don't matter who is good enough. It was a matter of who got the job done. So John Shire, Cam Boozer, get the job done this March and April. And bring home that chip where it belongs. Because it's been too long. So I'm not standing for it. I'm not saying my fan going anywhere. But I'm not standing for it, man. It's but so much I can defend. Carolina done been to 2 chips and won 1 since then. Speaking of which, y'all got y'all rematch on Saturday. And y'all better get y'all get back because Caleb Wilson is out. I mean, wire to wire. From when the clock hits from 20 minutes in the first half to triple zeros in the second half. Foot on their necks. Pedal to the floor. No let up, no stop. A full 40 minutes. I expect none less. Because I know what this team is capable of. They've shown it time after time. It's time to show it some more once again. And I'm not tripping. I am not tripping. I am not doubting this team by any means necessary. All right. I say that with the most faith I got. I know they're gonna take care of business. But they gotta take care of business. Like this is the time. You guys are peaking at the right time, man. I mean, straight cooking Virginia. Cook Syracuse. Cooking these other ACC teams. But get the job done when it matters the most. Not saying that y'all can't. Not saying that y'all won't. I'm just urging y'all to do so. As a fan of this program for what 20 years now, I just want to see more out of my team. Is that too much? I don't know. Some fans on the internet say so. Because granted, Duke fans are spoiled. All right. Duke fans have it their way too much. They get mad whenever refs actually start cracking down on things they used to get away with. Yeah, I'm calling out Duke fans. I'm calling us out as a fan base. Every time I hear or every time I watch a Duke game, it's they always get the calls. Since I've been covering basketball, I've been year by year getting more objective, right? And I see it. Then again, I saw it once before. I'm like, yeah, they get away with a lot. But it's Duke. It's like a way of life for them. But I'm pulling for my boys. I know they're going to get the job done. They're looking to be the number 1 overall seed in this year's NCAA tournament. Other teams to note and look at, though. Duke got Michigan, who's still tough despite the loss. You got Arizona. Hell of a squad. You got UConn. Dan Hurley in March. Dan Hurley in March. Now, hey, I ain't gonna lie. Rick Pitino giving him a run for his money in the Big East. Shout out to St. John's. But Hurley did get that get back when they came to the XL Center. Is it still called that? When they came to Connecticut. When they came to UConn, all right? Shout out Kansas, who has shown to be better without Darren Peterson. Now, that is statistically proven. I saw a stat of them having one of the best 5-man lineups in the nation, and Darren DMP Peterson was not in that lineup. I hope we can see more of the kid in this tournament or see him play more because he is a hell of a prospect. Hell of a prospect. But it's red flags. I've never seen nobody low manage their way through college. No, I said that last week in the show. So outside of that, I'm looking forward to the men's tournament, man. Always great time. Best time to watch college basketball. Last year there wasn't a lot of upsets. Like I said, there's 4-1 seeds that made it to the final four for the first time in a while. And those are some great games. Those 4 games. I mean, not 4 games. Those 2 games. What was it? It was Houston and Duke versus Florida and 2025. I need a resource counter. I want to say this is number 5. 5th time using my resource. Auburn! How could I forget? Tahad Pettiford. And Janai Broom, of course. But looking forward to see what this tournament brings, man. I blasted March Madness, the song. Great song by Future. All right. Arguably his best song. Top 5 for sure. Blasted that as I woke on Sunday morning, March 1st. Blasted that as I was on my way home Sunday night, March 1st. It's getting a blasted day. And I feel as if the song should be incorporated into the promotion for March Madness more. But I understand tradition is there. Shout out to Luther Vandross for one shining moment. All right. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to this tournament for a lot of reasons. Hoping CFC can punch their ticket to this tournament. I'll be lit. Very lit if that happens. Responsibly lit, I should say. Looking forward to see certain prospects. I know those first 2 rounds, first weekend is always fun because you have like that 5-12 game that you're looking for the upset for, or you have like that 8-9 game. You just have classic moments, man. Yeah, I might have to just be glued to the TV Thursday and Friday next week. Or not next week. This is next week. It's I want to say that when does the tournament start? So Selection Sunday is the 15th. So not next Sunday, but Sunday after. And we have games on the 19th. So yes, we will have games on the 19th through April 6th, I believe. Is the national championship game. I cannot wait. Switch things up to the women's side of things, which I feel will be very interesting because of the parity that we have. Which, I mean, you got UConn, who's number 1, right? They're in a class on their own, kind of. And then you have South Carolina, UCLA, Texas, Vanderbilt, LSU, Duke, Michigan, Oklahoma, TCU, just to name a couple other teams. For women's basketball fans, this tournament is going to mean a lot, right? Because if you have or have not been paying attention to what's been going on with WNBA CBA negotiations, we may or may not get I don't want to say not get a season because the women said they want to play, they want to be around the fans again. obviously, but they gotta make some shake. The league gotta make some shake. All right, it was reported that the league brought in $8 million in revenue this year. That's a lot for a league as small as the WNBA is, and for a league that has been. See, I don't even know if I quoted that right. See, that's what happens when I want to make points. I can only remember so much. I don't have a mic cross memory. WNBA, CBA, no. Okay, it says the WNBA generated enough revenue in 2025 to prompt revenue sharing with its players for the first time in history. All night. Whoa. All 13 WNBA teams will receive a total of $8 million to disperse amongst players. It's more money. More money, less problems. Right? They still got expansion drafts to do. They still got a regular draft to do. So regardless, I think they have until next week, I believe. The deadline keeps getting pushed back. All right. This is from The Athletic. The WNBA is in its 17th month of negotiations for a new collective bargaining agreement. The league told teams and players on Monday that if a handshake agreement is not in place by March 10th, the 2026 season schedule will be impacted. Now, however long, don't know. Am I on the side for them going to strike? If fighting for what they know is right, fighting for what they are fighting for, fighting a good fight, fighting to be fairly compensated, do what you got to do. We'll be fine. As a fan and as an analyst, as a journalist in this space, we will be fine. Get your chicken, and we will welcome you with open arms and applaud you when y'all get back. All right. Now, I will say, as far as the basketball around the WNBA, Unrivaled has been great. Got the championship game tipping off in a few as I record this live. And you got the talent that's in college basketball right now is going to be on national display in a couple of weeks. Now, we have a little bit of withdrawals during the summertime if things don't work out. Sure, it's natural, right? But I said it the same. With a lot of the eyes on this tournament, knowing that this might be the best form of basketball that we're going to get from the women in a long time, I would not be surprised if the product delivers once again like it always has. You got to stat UConn team. You got to stat South Carolina team. You got to stat UCLA team. All right? You got players like Michaela Blakes. You got players like Madison Booker. You got players like Jazzy Davidson. Got players like Olivia Miles. Got players like Silas Swords. You got great players, Aaliyah Chavez. You got entertaining players that are going to make moments. So buckle up, strap in, and enjoy the show that we presented to us a couple weeks from now. I really can't wait. I really can't wait. I can't wait to talk about it. I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to break it down. I can't wait to discuss. Every time around this year, man. Every time around not this year. Every year around this time. We all know we're about to get the best basketball from both sides for 3 weeks. NBA ain't gonna matter. It's gonna matter, but it ain't gonna matter until afterwards. Really, I mean, you got guys like me that watch everything. You know, I know the word going around right now is hashtag sicko, right? With the same jersey pulls, whatever. Real hoop heads, real guys and girls that love hoops, watch all types of hoops, can name all types of players. If you love the sport of basketball, you'll be tuned in to both the men's and the women's side of this tournament. It's really easy to follow, right? Because for one, the women play on the extra day, so it won't be like it's gonna be that much of a conflict. But I can't wait. I can't wait. Um, Outside of that, trying to think if there's anything else I could talk about, or anything else to talk about, anything else to discuss. Conference tournaments have already started. Like I mentioned, SEC tournament started this week. On the women's side of college basketball, let's actually get a whole rundown while we're here. So yeah, ACC tournament has started this week as well. So yeah, SEC and ACC tournaments have started for both. For the women's. Got Big Ten tournament starting. Oh, Big Ten tournament has started already as well. Big 12 tournament starting. Oh man, you got Kentucky and Georgia tomorrow. Florida, Oklahoma tomorrow. Friday, South Carolina plays, Duke plays, UCLA plays, LSU plays, TCU plays, Iowa plays, Vanderbilt plays, Louisville plays, North Carolina plays, Texas plays, Michigan plays, Baylor plays. Most of the top teams play. UConn plays Big East tournament, which we all know they're undefeated, and I don't see them losing a game in the Big East. And yeah, this weekend is when most, if not all, of the tournaments will have started. As far as the men's go, I believe their tournaments start next week because we have Duke and North Carolina on Saturday at 6:30. Got Miami of Ohio versus Ohio. See if they cap off their legendary undefeated season by going 31-0. That game is Friday night on ESPN2. You got Michigan State and Michigan. Rivalry game Sunday, 4:30. And then conference tournament start Monday. A lot of basketball to be played, a lot of basketball to be watching, a lot of basketball to tune into over the next couple of weeks. This is just the start of everything. And I'll be here to be talking about it all with you all. Do it all right here on Multiplicity Media Network. Thank y'all for tuning in once again to another episode of Bryce's Nicest, where I talk about who is nice according to Bryce. That's me. Be sure to tune in. I've been thinking on writing. I got some stuff in the vault. I just need to. I gotta open the vault, my own vault. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for some content. Just keep it locked in here on Most Pussy Media for everything. The website. Keep it locked in. With me on my social media channels, beat up to Nicest on the screen. That's my social media everywhere: TikTok, Twitter, IG, and Threads. Really the main apps I post on. But yeah, keep it locked in for whatever content I got coming out next. Thank y'all once again for tuning in. Be sure to give this a 5-star rating if you're listening on Spotify. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching the Most Pussy Media. Till next week. Stand for something to fall for everything. Stand for something to fall for anything. And stay nice. Y'all be smooth.